Hey, welcome back to Tarot by Cherie, my lights. How's everybody doing? All right, we're going to get started right away on today's reading and see what messages Spirit has for us. I want to give a shout out to John Christopher for that super thanks. I thank you so much. That was so kind of you to give me that financial gift, and it just really lifted me up today. I appreciate you so much. All right, so the first card here that I'm seeing is the Magician, which in this particular layout is going to bring us some kind of big manifestation, guys. All right, you have the Justice card here and something coming in fast. All right, so wow, 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 you're not going to believe what's coming. All right, a surprise is coming that will feel sudden. But know that unseen forces have been quietly working in the background to bring this in for you, Aquas. This is a moment when the universe conspires to bring you exactly what you need, even if you haven't found the words to ask for it yet. So, in other words, you're being reminded that you are worthy of the spectacular. You have become a magnet for miracles. As this shift comes in, your only task is to open your heart and say, I am ready to receive. Okay, let's continue and see what other messages we have. Wow, that was very positive. All right, sometimes we don't open up with a positive reading, so that is awesome. All right, now I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles here. This is about money coming into your bank account somehow through mail, through some type of gift or a raise or a bonus at the workplace. Okay, but I do see this is something that is going to be given to you. No strings attached. I'm also seeing that as far as your finances go, many of you have been feeling left out in the cold, wishing you had more. And let me continue, guys. I delved into a lot of research. I've done a lot of research, and I've come up with a spectacular date of when things are going to change. And those beautiful things I've been talking about for months, if not a year or two, are going to be coming in for you this year. I'm going to talk more about it at the end of the reading, so those that just want the reading can click off when the reading's over. All right, so if you want to hear about that, stick around. Here I'm seeing, wow, somebody is going to lose their mind today, having just getting into this anger mode, okay? Going into this like a screaming match, I feel. All right, this has to do with, wow, I'm seeing somebody you care about. You're going to go off on them, it looks like. All right, you're going to go off on them. This is somebody that you've been with that makes you very happy. Now that you understand that you're going to do this, maybe you cannot, maybe you can put the brakes on it, okay? And stay in control of your emotions, because I'm seeing that card in the middle that shows that it's for my singles. So you don't want to become single if you're not. So you might want to tone it down. All right, here I'm seeing something about a lot of chaos. There's a lot of chaos or some kind of misunderstanding today for my Aquas. So you may have had a misunderstanding this morning with somebody. I do see that as the day goes on, things are going to get clarified. Things are going to get better. In other words, this is like someone you're committed to or something you're committed to where there's going to be some form of judgment. So guys, I'm getting this all over the place today. All right, everybody needs to hold their tongue. You know, if something happens, try to keep yourself as calm as possible and not get triggered. Okay, that's our main deal. We try not to get triggered, right? But I am seeing that there's something here about starting over. So a lot of you are getting ready to just go off on people and end things. Okay, that's what it looks like. All right. I hope not. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Yeah, I'm seeing endings all over the place due to this burst of anger. All right. So if those of you who might have some anger issues perhaps, or you've been letting something build up and not, you haven't been discussing it, talking about it, you've been stuffing things down. All right. I'm seeing an ending. But for a lot of you, it looks like this is something that needed to end anyway, because I have the toxicity card here. All right. This toxicity, now, this could go one of two ways. This could be someone in your life who's toxic that needs to go, or this could be your anger, an issue, or, a sudden burst of anger because you've been stuffing your emotions, and this is going to bring in an end to your happiness and a major setback. Okay, so this is a warning from Spirit. This is basically a warning to, you don't have to give in necessarily, but just maybe keep the calm. All right. So, all right, moving on. I'm seeing this masculine who has a deep, I want to say love for this feminine, or at least you have romantic feelings toward her, but she's thinking about this person over here. Okay. She might be thinking of him because he's spending a lot of time alone. So this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic in her eyes, but let me see if I can get more on this. She's putting a lot of thought into him. She's thinking about him a lot. All right. Here I'm seeing there's a lot of masculine energy here. So I don't know. This is for somebody who's feeling like the feminine he wants he's got a lot of competition. It feels like competition, and this is upsetting you. And you really don't know what to do about it. You want to bring balance in with this feminine. You want to be with her, but there's all kinds of masculine energy seems vying for her to be as a partner. Okay, this is romantic. So this is a very popular feminine. If this is something you guys are going through, please comment below. Competing for someone, you could put. All right, here I'm seeing somebody very intelligent. There's something you want. This is again with the Lover. Okay, you want this very, very much. Okay, it's creating a lot of stuckness. It's creating defensiveness for you. You must have it really bad for this person. Okay, so maybe you're in love. Maybe you just have this mad attraction that you can't even control. I don't know what it is, but you're definitely, competing with a lot of people around her. All right, I'm also seeing a masculine who's going to become wealthy. You're going to become wealthy this week. You're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about it. This is going to be like coming from a phone call or something through the mail. This could have been like a whirlwind winning in the stock market, perhaps something. This could be like lottery or something. I normally don't get lottery, guys, but I'm getting something along the line of either an investment or maybe even a lottery type of feel. This is a lot of money, okay? As it were, you've been feeling just down and out and just blah about your life and things that are not coming in that you're trying. I feel like you're trying somehow to manifest some things or putting action in to try to get some things cooking, but so far nothing has come in. So this has you feeling somewhat sad, and you do seem to be someone who's very creative as well, but nonetheless I see you also may have another masculine in your life, in your circle, maybe a son or a family member who is going in, who's going to reap the rewards with you. This person is like some kind of has a partnership or a piece, or you're going to give this person a piece of whatever monies come in. All right, I'm seeing some kind of ending here. This is like somebody is, all right, this is complicated. This is somebody who's going ending something with you ended something, or you're going to end something, and you're transitioning from one family into another. So I feel like you might have gotten separated or divorced, and you're already in love with someone else who has children, and you might be transitioning into this new relationship. All right, if this is you, comment below. You can say transitioning. All right, let's continue. I'm seeing a lot of strength here today and a lot of decision making. You guys are working hard for your money, and you're making decisions on where to put it. Okay, so balancing things out, getting your bills paid, and making sure that you're not overspending, really focusing in on the balance aspect. Okay, and I am seeing that this is going to work for you. You're putting a lot of thought into this. All right, I'm seeing you getting clarity on what to do with your money. And some of you are going to find things when you're going through your checkbooks trying to find this balance that you don't really need anymore. You're going to, it's like found money. Go through your checkbooks, guys, and look at all your bills and see where you're spending your money. Some of you are going to forget that you're even, some of you even have money being pulled out of your accounts each month for something that you don't even need anymore, and you're going to be able to cancel that. That's money, more money in your pocket. Okay, so that's what I feel like you guys are doing. You're going through every little, you know, whatever, every little thing that you're spending your money on, and bringing in the balance. Okay, more money in your pocket, getting rid of things that are not necessary right now. And I am seeing that you're going to do very well. I see surprises, you know, where you're spending money and forgot, and you're going to be able to cut that out, and that's going to be more for you. It's going to make you very happy, as a matter of fact. Okay, so good news around your money. It's not a big thing, but it's going to make a difference. All right, I'm seeing some stuckness. Somebody wanted to take advantage of an offering that was being offered to you, but for some reason you didn't take it. You said no, and you moved toward something else, and it looks like you're regretting it. It looks like you're in a state of regret. Okay, guys, this is a good time to mention I offer readings. So I do $20 readings. I have, you know, all different types of readings, different prices. If you want to see my services, you can click on the description below the video and click on the more button. All right, but I am seeing regret here. All right, let's continue. All right, so here I'm seeing we have the Emperor and the Two of Wands next to the Emperor. So this is somebody who is very rich, well-to-do. This is like also like a fatherly figure, could be. All right, and I'm seeing people around you, family members, that, and I just heard you mean well, but sometimes you might, the way that you talk to them, you mean well, you have good intentions, but you're holding back with showing affection for loved ones, it looks like. Okay, and you're very you are a very good provider. You're very protective, and they get that. They know that. They know that they're loved, but they would like to get some more, maybe some hugs, maybe, you know, just more affection from you. You are very serious about being protective and about making the money and bringing in the money part. Okay, but your family feels a little bit of neglect in the love department, it looks like. Okay, I do see that you are away a lot, maybe, or you're thinking about doing some business in a different country or a different state or something like that. Yeah, and I see that you're getting ready to speak your mind about something. You're getting ready to tell them something, your family. I don't know what this is, but you are changing as far as coming into your authentic self. I feel like your perceptions are starting to change, and that this hop from, just you perceiving your family the way you're perceiving them, I feel like you could easily just jump over and you could be more affectionate toward them without an issue. I don't think you're going to have a real big issue with that. All right, so here I'm seeing somebody feeling ignored again, and holding on to some kind of a burden today. All right, with this burden, it has something to do with finances. So again, somebody had a position where you were doing really well, or you had this opportunity for a new financial beginning, and for some reason, again, you walked away. I'm seeing people walking away from their jobs or financial situations today. This could be like a retirement kind of deal where you're walking away from the money. It was good money, so that maybe is why you're feeling burdened. You can't do it forever, guys, right? So, yeah. And then we have, okay, so we have something unexpected. I see a tower moment coming in. I feel that this tower moment is getting in the way of some type of celebration, or, yeah, and this is definitely feel like somebody's retiring and they feel like they're not ready to retire, but you might have some kind of physical issue or some reason why you have to retire. So that's why you're going through a tower moment and you're walking away from your security, basically your finances, and feeling really insecure about it. Okay, this might be something in the background that's going to come in, that's going to happen for you. I did not forget, guys, what I wanted to talk to you about. I did some delving and I did get a date on when we're going to start seeing things change. By that I mean, I told you months ago that when I saw the dividend being talked about, I knew right away that was something very different than a stimulus. Okay, dividend, stimulus, two different animals. Okay, dividend is you're getting multiple checks on something, some type of investment, right? You receive a dividend. You receive like a monthly dividend, a quarterly dividend, could be yearly. Either way, I found out that that's exactly what's going to be happening. I've talked to you about Alaska, that this is something they do for their people already, because they have oil and well, I know they do well with the oil. They have a lot of oil as a resource. And what they do is they take care of their people. So their people own, it's like they own part of the resources. And that's the way it was in the beginning. We were given land. We were given, the earth to flourish on. And then these, I call them things, okay, came along and put things in place and just managed to make it really difficult for us. So they could basically live off our backs and keep us broke and try to make us stupid and try to keep us so busy that we couldn't really see that we were being bamboozled. All right, anyway, we're seeing the demise of that now. That's why it looks like the world is ending. This is going to be the first time that it is, being torn to the ground, the whole system. That's why it just feels the way it feels. Okay, for those of you who are feeling fearful about what's happening, this is in your mind. You can hold it as a good, positive thing, okay? Because once that is finished and we're almost at the end, we are going into the good stuff. And that date is the 4th of July of this year, okay? The 4th of July of this year, it's my understanding that we are going to start getting, or we're going to receive at least a check for 2000. Now, it may be more because we still have the other thing where Elon Musk is still, has, I don't know if he's directly involved, but that is still in the works, where we're finding all the fraud, and that's going to be continuous for some time. There's so much, there's trillions of dollars coming in. Don't let anybody kid you that we don't have enough money, or that we're going to have to continue paying taxes because we just don't, we're broke and we owe all this money. Don't listen to that. We have trillions of dollars right now from the fraud, all of our, gold, silver, all the things that are in the earth, the, the minerals and whatnot. It's going to, the world is quickly changing, and we're going from third to fifth dimension. And what that means, guys, the biggest part of that is not only are we going to be free, the administration is trying to get rid of all of our taxes. That's coming. We won't be paying property taxes. We won't be paying federal taxes. We won't be being taxed on our very small Social Security checks. This is all coming in the future, okay? And we're also going to be, receiving these dividends. It's my understanding that the Elon Musk, I have to call it because I forgot what it's called, but that whole thing where they're also the people out there who did detrimental things to other people, these big corporations and things like that. Their properties, their monies are being captured. They're being taken away, and guess who guess who that money and property and all that is coming back to. All right. That is going to be included. So what I'm trying to say is the checks are going to grow. They're, going to start out around, that could be more depending on what the tariff situation is looking like by the time we get to that date. Okay. Also, yes, we do invest in some of those tariffs. It does come out of us, but what's going to be happening now is the robots that are being made that will be doing most of the work is going to make everything so much cheaper for these companies to make their products, okay? A lot less overhead, and they will have a tax that is also coming back to us. So eventually the prices of things, they may go up temporarily, but then the prices of things are going to come down because we are asking all these companies to come back to the US and manufacture in the US, and therefore they won't be paying tariffs. So things are going to come down in price. So you see, we have this engine running right now that's going to cover us in all different ways. We're going to start seeing, and again, I think it's all going to start around the 4th of July. I know that is a date that announcements are going to be being made on the tariffs, the dividend rather, and other things in place. We have the investment in our babies now that not just for babies, 18 and younger can also get involved with this, and that will be talked about right around that 4th of July announcement period. Okay, so we have very positive things coming in, not to mention the 6,000 plus patents that were withheld from us that are coming in. Guys, these things are going to make Star Trek look like, nothing. I mean, the things you saw in Star Trek were real, and there's more. There's a lot more. Okay, so we're not going to be sick anymore. We're not going to be aging anymore. When I tell you miraculous things are coming in, I'm not sitting here. I don't say things that I don't know are factual. Okay, these facts that I'm telling you now did not come from a guru. I'm not a guru. I do watch certain people, and I've noticed that they're all kind of saying the same shit. And I kind of got a hold of this information through a very, a factual, the facts that, from Congress itself, okay? Things that they're not outwardly speaking about, things that people aren't, they don't know where to dig to get the information. I have many years, that's a passion of mine. I like to dig deep. So guys, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. If you're still with me, I love each and every one of you. Stay positive, okay? Stay positive so you can continue to be that light, and you can continue to bring in all of the beautiful things that you're bringing in for yourself. Like I said, unseen forces have been quietly working in the background for you, favoring you. So you will be seeing miracles, okay? They might start out small, but they're going to snowball into unbelievable, beautiful, positive things for you. All right, guys, take care. Talk to you tomorrow.